Hey guys, people, welcome. I'm Carol J. Welcome back to Flashlight Unity. Are you relaxed? Are you laid back? There's no time. This next video I have for you is called The Heist. Are you being robbed? And we'll get into it. All right, hey guys, people, welcome. Carol J here. This is another video, and today's video is called The Heist. And let's dive right in. All right, well, as usual with all the artwork, there is a lot going on. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that be in my mind's eye, and I have to get it out. So here we go. Here is The Heist. Okay, let's go with the first thing that we see. Well, let's pick something to start with. And I want to start with, let's start with the taxes. Look at the taxes. I see three ways that we are taxes, and I'm pretty sure this ain't all the ways that we are taxed, but it is the three major ways that we are taxed on a daily, monthly, yearly. I mean, just think about it. You know, you go to work every day, and when you get your check, it's not all that you made. I mean, if they say that you make a certain amount of money, and when you tax and you get your check, that's not equivalent to what your stated wage is. You know, there's deductions there, you know, so that's one form of tax, you know. And then if you take that same check that you got that had the deductions on there, that is not the accurate amount for what your wages say that you make, and you go buy something, guess what they're going to do when you buy something? They're going to take a few extra money, a few extra cents, a few extra dollars from the money that was already taxed from the income, from you working. So when you go buy, no matter what you buy, you're still going to pay extra tax on those items that you also purchase. And so this goes on. This goes on daily. This goes on monthly. This goes on yearly. And another thing that goes on yearly when it comes down to the taxes is the yearly tax. The tax that's due in April, the date that people are supposed to file by, because now that's another standard of taxes that the American people have to pay based on their earnings, based on their wages, based on their doings of what they've done to make money. So that's like three hands. To me, that's like three hands in your pocket. This is the government structure that we live under right now. How does that sound to you? I mean, I know it's been going on for a long time, and people are like, oh, that's just the way it is. But why? Why is it that way? Why is it that way? I mean, there's a lot of people that don't even pay taxes. Do you know the secrets to why you wouldn't have to pay taxes? You know, do you know anybody that don't pay taxes? You know, if you do know, shouldn't everybody know? Why is it a rule for some and not all? You know? And if it's a secret for when you don't have to pay, just make it available for everybody. Oh, how about just get rid of the law altogether and just make it unanimous? Make it equal for everybody. But no, that would be too much like right. But so this is what I'm highlighting. This is the CTJ, guys, the critical thinking jolt, where we shake your mind to freedom. We want you to start critically thinking about things to see if they're still sitting right with you, if this is okay. If this is how you see your life for the next 10, 15, 20 years, is this how you still want to live? You know, I asked again, how you living? How you living? Are these taxes, is that okay with you? I mean, is this how you keep wanting to live? Do you want to ask some questions? Maybe you want to change something. I don't know. Are you critically thinking about it, or are you just in a comfort zone and saying it is what it is and that's it? You know, that defeatist attitude. Well, it's no time for a defeatist attitude, because guess what? If you let this go, which American people have let it go for a long time, we already see there'll be more to come. And so let's see what else we got. Let's see. So yeah, we got all the money. So who's getting all the money? Follow the money. Where's the money? Let's look up at the top. Let's look up at the top where the bank is. I see a lot of money around the bank. You know, think about it. The bank gets all the people's money. And when I say it gets all the people money, the people put money in the bank to hold it for them, you know. So what does the bank do with that money while they holding it? You know, are they just holding it, or do they just put it in a box and, you know, and it's just there and that's it? It just stays put? Are they maneuvering it? Are they utilizing the people's money anytime during the process of that money being in there? These are the questions that you should know. Do you know if your money goes anywhere else once you put it in the bank? Is your money being utilized for anything else? And see, these are the specific questions that you need to ask. It's strategic questions that you need to ask, because if you don't know, you don't know. And when you don't know, then everybody do what they do, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, think about it. Ask your bank. The next time you go to your bank, you say, when I put my money in this bank, is my money being used for any other transactions, period? Any other transactions? And you got to say any transactions, because don't be specific, because they'll say, oh, notice that you ask, is my money in any kind of way, shape, or form being used in any other transactions while my money is in your institution? That's the questions that you need to ask for the bank. These are just some of the things that's going on right in this country that nobody's asking any questions about, and it just flies by everybody. And look, the bank has so much money that it's overflowing. There's money coming out of every end of the bank. How your pockets looking? Your pockets, you got money coming out of every end. You got bags of money just sitting around. No, I would assume that the answer is no. You know, because I look around, I see the world, I see the majority of the population, I see the struggle. You know, I know the complaints. I see the zombieism that people have because they have to work so much. You know, they say that unemployment is down, but why is it down? It's not down because they doing a good thing. Unemployment is down because people have to work. And now, because of the real estate market has gotten so astronomical, people have to work 2 jobs. So, of course, on the books and numbers, the unemployment rate will show that it's down, but it's only because people now have to work. They have to double up on their jobs just to try to make ends meet. You know, so these are the critical thinking things. Is that okay with you? I mean, do you think that you should have to go from one job to another job just to try to make ends meet? Is there something that you would change? You know, do you have ideas on how to change certain things and how these things work, from the taxes, you know, to where you put your money? And look, I see another box here that shows deals being made, you know, and I said it on other videos before. You know, the government's salary, the Congress's salary is a certain amount, but they come out of there making double what they earn. And that's what I'm gonna say. I don't know exact amount, but nobody comes out making what their actual salary is. Where do you make that at your job? Do your job say you make this amount of money, and if you leave that job, you've made double? You come out been making double of what your actual salary was, if not more than double? I mean, where does they do that at? I'm just trying to get you to understand how vastly different the situations are, where you got one side of the people, they're working hard, and they're not even making what their actual wage or salary says that they make, because they getting triple taxed. So by the time they even see any money, it's been taxed damn near 2 times throughout the year. And then on the 3rd time, it's at the end of the year, so they're taxed again. So no, not only are their wages going down, they have to work 2 jobs just to maintain those wages. Whereas people that's in the government and Congress, they work less. Some of them don't even work while they working. Some of them don't even work while they working. How many times we done caught Congress people in the Congress sleeping or not showing up? You know, do they get counted for that? You know what I mean? These are people that's running the country. These are people that's making decisions for us, making decisions for our lives. You know, it's time to critical think, guys. Let's start critical thinking. I mean, it's been long enough. This system has been going on for a long time, and I don't know about you, but it seems kind of stale. It It just doesn't seem to be working for the little man, for the one who's not in the government. It's not working for those people, you know. And since that appears to be the majority of the population, I would say that is definitely a level of concern, a issue, you know. And so, you know, you feel the same way, and I'll say it again. There's over 300 million people in the United States. And I don't know what everybody's salary is, but if you can honestly say, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm living my best life, and I don't have any problems, then I'm not talking to you in this regard. But if you can say, yeah, I work 40 hours or more a week, I have to have 2 jobs, and it's still not enough, I'm still doing this, doing that, I don't have any savings, I don't have any retirement, my kids can't go to, if you're saying things like that, then this definitely should be a concern for you. And I'm just trying to shake your mind into freedom to critically think about how potentially things could get better if we just start asking questions, if we start actually being involved in a decision-making process, if we start becoming we the people. Because right now, and I said it before, we the people, those are just words. Those are literally just words that they put on the top of a document. Because I don't know if you did the research to find out how much we the people have in the involvement of the government or any kind of rules being made. But it's very, very, very small, almost minute, to the point where it can't even be measured. And if it is measured, it's a delusional measurement. It's a facade measurement, I should say. It's a facade. And we'll keep going. Let's see what else. Let me see what else going on in here. The system. A lot of these things are taking place because of the system. The system is a one-sided, lopsided system. The system works for the government. The system works for the powers that be because the system is ambiguous. It has ambiguous language in there, which allows them to do whatever they want to do, which allows them to make whatever law they want to make, which allows them to create money just like that to send over to Ukraine, billions and billions of dollars. But yet they got people in their own country that's homeless, that's sick, that don't have health care, that's homeless, don't have anywhere to live. Others who are working so damn much, they're working 2 jobs so hard, so damn much, that they can't afford to do anything. Their mental is just fried, and that's okay. You got a country where the police department is running amok. They are literally abusing their power and strong-arming people, just everyday people. I mean, people have a right to express their opinion. That's the First Amendment, where you can express and voice your opinion. But in the police eyes, anybody who says anything to expresses their opinion, they're strong-armed, and that ain't right, and I'm not saying this is for every case. I'm just saying what I notice and what I feel, because I pay attention, I critically think. So I'm not saying this is for 100% of the cases. So if there's police officers out there that's doing the right thing and good, then bravo. The ones I'm talking about are the ones I'm talking about, and it ain't no argument there, so I mean, it's just a lot of things that's going on that is thrown under the rug, that is ignored, that if nobody says anything about it, it's going to stay the same way, if not get worse. The structure was built on a faulty foundation from the start, because none of this stuff in the United States is owned by the actual United States, because there were occupants here in the United States before the powers that be got here. So how can you own and claim something that was already claimed and occupied by somebody else? How would you do that? Well, there's several ways you can do that. You can work it out and legitimately make a deal to obtain it, or you can take it. You can take it. And when you take it, then you claim it as yours. Then you just start implementing things as if it's yours and it's always been yours. And that's the truth of how the United States was formed, and it's the truth of how the United States continued to be formed thus far. I mean, we look at the bottom of this image here, we see there were people who were already inhabitants of these United States, and yet those people who were already inhabitants are little to none. Where did they go? How is it that it's a whole, and the people that were here were of a different race, was of a different culture, and yet that they're almost minute in comparison to the ones who claim that they own everything, And so I just want you to critically think. Just think about it. And I know you don't have to critically think too hard on this, because the writing has always been on the wall. The writing for this has always been on the wall. It's on the wall now, and it's always been there. So everything that I'm saying is not foreign to anybody who has not been living under a rock. I'm just highlighting it. I'm just highlighting it to bring it to the forefront so that you can read or start to critically think regarding it. And okay, let's look at the guy in the middle left-hand side. He's on top of all the flags. These are all the country flags, different countries' flags. Look what he's saying. He's saying we control. What do they control? What do they control? He's standing on all the flags. What do they control? Do you feel as though your country feel as though they control everything? All the other countries? And if you don't know, let's ask them, Let's find out, because I'm all about getting the truth from the horse's mouth, These are things that I just feel or see in my mind's eye, and I'm just bringing it to the forefront so to see if anybody else agree with me, So the answers or any questions that we might have, let's ask them. We have that right. Nobody's utilizing those rights. They got the rights in the Constitution, and they probably laugh at the American people every day. They laugh because they say, well, they got all these rights down here and nobody utilizes them, So why are you not utilizing the rights? The time is now. The time is now, guys, because I've been given a message of impeding danger and destruction that's coming to this country. And there's a whole bunch of dangerous things that's been going on, taking place within this country that been needed to be discussed, that been needed to be brought to the forefront. It didn't all of a sudden now stuff need to be brought to the forefront, but due to the magnitude of the detriment and destruction that is coming to this country at this point in time, I think we need to ball it all up together and finally start asking some questions and getting some answers, because the time is now. The other things that we let slide and go by and suffered through, that time is dead. It's time for everybody to wake up and think critically and start asking questions, because we got a whole slew of questions where we should. 300 million people, if every person in this country came up with one question, do you know the government will have a lot of work to do? We will actually, for once, put them to for real work and make them get some answers for us to be okay. And if we're not okay, then we can go through the next steps. We find out what that is, we go through the next steps. I'm sure between 300 million people, we can put something together that will provide us with solutions to get the answers that we seek. And if not the change that we seek. Let's see what else we got on here. Okay, look on the right, the left-hand side at the bottom, the FDA, the monopoly, the FDA. The FDA, they control everything as far as the drugs and food administration. They control everything. Is there another organization that's over them or that do what they do? And if they are, they're not on the same level in no way, shape, or form. The FDA, I went to the doctor a time back, and the doctor said, you need to take this medicine. I said, okay, good, because I have a medicine that I want to take. Do you know that doctor argued with me? Because I told her the supplement, the medicine that I wanted to take for this particular situation, and she said, no, I want to give you this. And I said, well, I don't want to take that. I want to take what I want to take. She argued me down, like, no, I want to give you this. We went back and forth for about 2 minutes on arguing about the medicine that I wanted to put in my body. She wanted to argue me down about the medicine that she wanted to give me as opposed to what I wanted to take. Now, why do you think that is? Do you think that there's an agenda, that there is a collaboration with the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, these companies that make these medicines, and the doctors? I don't know. I'm just putting out the question out there, because for the life of me, that's just like you saying you want orange juice, and I say, no, you don't. You want grape juice. And you be like, no, I don't even like grape juice. I want orange juice. And I say, no, you got to drink grape juice. I mean, that's basically on the lines of what our conversation was, our argument was. And it just baffled my mind. And I was like, you know what? I don't want any of it, really. Because I really didn't want to take no no pharmaceutical drugs because I really don't like them. I figure I could find a natural way to cure myself. So anyway, these are just some of the things, guys, that I want us to start thinking critically about, because the way it's going right now, after a while, these things none of these things gonna be an issue. It's gonna be a whole new bag of things. It's gonna be a whole new bag of things. And if we look at the top, look at the very top, the handcuffs on the hands, whether you know it or not, and whether you choose to believe it or not, the American people has definitely been in bondage. And we've definitely been in bondage with all the rules, all the laws, the lack of communication, the lack of giving the people the fairness of what they receive. If the government says, okay, well, we want to be fair to the people and give them, somewhat of what we receive, do you know how things will be vastly different? These are the things, guys, we need to get critical about. And if we look down from them handcuffs, the handcuffs that are now breaking, because that's my foreseeance of what's to be. I foresee the chains of bondage being broken because we are now critically thinking. We are shaking our minds to freedom, and no longer are we accepting these old ancient rules and laws that are no longer serving us. And we won't even go into civil rights, even though I got it on here, and I don't think I have to go into it too deeply. Civil rights has been a thing since they started with the civil rights, and they've been ongoing ever since, although they cover it up now and try to make people who actually experience the civil rights abuse pretend. They try to make people who experience it think that they are not experiencing it. Where they do that at? How can you tell somebody you're not experiencing what you're experiencing? You're delusional. You're hallucinating. How can you tell somebody who experiencing serving civil rights violations what they're not experiencing? These are the things that are just that I noticed that I think need to be brought to the forefront. This and a whole bunch of others. And the impending war. There's a pending war coming. The destruction. Well, none of this stuff really that I'm talking about won't be the issue. Trust me. When the destruction comes to this country in the form of war, there's going to be a whole new slew of issues. And if you think the ones that's there now was bad, wait until that happened. Wait till after the fact when that happened. And you're going to once again say, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I wish we'd have done something back then. I wish we would have stood up. I wish we would have broke them chains. I wish we would have critical thinking, because the whole system is a big old bag of boondoggle. Now go look that up. The whole system is a big old boondoggle. Look that up and see if that match what you think the whole system is, because it's lopsided, it's unfair, it's full of untruth, it's full of deceptions, it's full of intentional condition. It's full of intentional conditions that are set for the people, with the fear mongering. There's not enough time. There's so many things that I can talk about that regarding the government in this country and the issues and the problems that we have. And this is what I want to start getting started. People, it's time to wake up. It's time for us to start talking together. It's time for us to start coming together and deciding what's important and what's not, because there's no time like the present. We got to get over before we go under. And until the next video, I'll say Ochite.